Training race number 6 coming up here at Remington Park in Oklahoma City. First, let's take a look at the post parade, recorded just a few minutes ago. The one is Jess Coronita, trained by Stacy Charette Hill. No owner information on the one. The 2 is Penner Ash, owned by Tom Mayer, Jason Olmstead, the trainer. The 3, also trained by Jason Olmstead and owned by Tom Mayer, Junebug Queen. The 4 horse is Jessa Good Candyman, Clint Crawford conditions for owner Javier Alvarez. The 5, Brett Winters, Sassy Savannah, trained by Jake Eck. The 6 horse, Famous Painted Wagon, owned by Brighton DeWald, Mallory Norton, trains the 6. The 7, Streakin' Coronado, trained by Juan Castro. The owner is unknown at this time. The 8, Reliance Ranch's Corona's Vision, trained by Mike Robbins.
And speaking of Corona's Vision, she's got stakes winners and graded stakes competitors up the female side of her pedigree, so I'm really interested to take a look at her, Keith, in this race. She also had a pretty good 220-yard workout back on February 20th here, 220 and 12.34 handily out of the gate. That was 19th best out of 56. That seems pretty good for an unraced filly. So Corona's Vision by Corona Cartel from Jess and Vision, who was a graded stakes placed runner. Corona's Vision's second dam, Answer the Dream, won the Juno's Request right here at Remington back in 2009.
We may have some sibling rivalry going on here in this race, Jim.
Yeah, the 2 and 3, they don't look alike. They have different sires. Same dam, though. Penner Ash and Junebug Queen, both owned by Tom Mayer and trained by Jason Olmstead. They're both from the mare Sandy Junebug. They're both New Mexico breds, and they were purchased by Mayer at 2 different sales at Ruidoso, as Junebug Queen went at the New Mexico bred yearling sale for $16,000. Penner Ash went for a little more at the Ruidoso main sale, $28,000. Interesting to see how these two go. Penner Ash is a gray, Big Daddy Cartel. Her sire was a gray as well. And Penner Ash is not even 2 years old yet. She was foaled on April 12th of 2020. However, Junebug Queen is a little bit older. She didn't bring as much at the auction. Who knows if she's going to be as good a runner, but she was foaled on January 30th of 20. And Junebug Queen's sire is interesting. I Am King. He was 0 for 1 on the track, but he was a $300,000 yearling, and he was not gelded. So obviously there was a lot to like about I Am King from a conformation and or pedigree standpoint, so he's now a stallion. It'll be interesting to see how those two half-sisters go against each other in posts 2 and 3.
And both are trained by the 2021 AQHA champion trainer Jason Olmstead, who has brought in about a half a barn full of horses again this year, and by the way things are looking, he's going to have another good year, I would think.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it, and outfits like that they just seem to reload. You know, that he's had his consistent owners over the years. They go and acquire nice horses, and then he and his staff do a great job with them once they get there. And so it's going to be fun to see how he fares again this season, coming off a really good year.
And the two half-sisters, I believe, are loaded in the gate, and we're waiting on a few more.
Looks like we've still got about 3 left to load. Looks like the sisters are standing in there okay. Still waiting for Corona's Vision on the outside to go in. In the pink.
Not a straight path, but Corona's Vision is running a good race here.
And photos with Penner Ash, the gray half-sister, the younger half-sister, who brought more at auction than Junebug Queen did, and Penner Ash definitely outran her slightly older half-sister in this one. Let's take another look at this here. Corona's Vision definitely veering in, and now rider goes to a left-handed whip trying to straighten her out. She and the two almost come together despite breaking several boxes apart. Looked like the two maybe by a long nose, or it's hard to tell from the distance that I'm looking at our high-def monitor here. Yeah, so the two gets it by, I'd call that a long nose. I don't think it's quite half a head territory, but
we kind of have an unfair advantage here. The teletimer and photo finish people are upstairs working on their gear, I guess. And
so
we can see this, but we're not able to put it out, unfortunately. But it
was a good performance by Penner Ash, justifying that $28,000 purchase. You never know who they're running against in these schooling races or how they'll develop, but she ran a nice race. And the Corona's Vision kind of ran like we thought, didn't run quite as straight, but she put on a nice effort as well. That was a good battle to the wire there.
So two Penner Ash here. And as I mentioned earlier, Jason Olmstead, the AQHA champion trainer from 2021. And speaking of champions, Jim, we have on the grounds once again Danger, who was the world AQHA world champion last year, who won the Debbie Schaff Invitational, which is the big race at the end of the meet for older horses. And you were fortunate enough to call this horse in his finale last year in the Refrigerator Invitational at Lone Star. This is one incredible horse, and we're glad to see him back, and he's strong and healthy and ready to go, apparently, according to Dean Fry, and quite possibly will take the same route that he did last year by beginning with the Leo Stakes, which he ran second in, and then came back to win the Debbie Schaff Invitational at the end of the meet, which will be this year, will be on Saturday, May 28th.
You know, what's incredible about a horse like Danger is just, he doesn't run his absolute A race every single time. For example, that race in the Bank of America Challenge Championship in Albuquerque when he just broke like an absolute shot and beat a really strong field. But even if he runs about 95%, he's still a marvel to watch. And, any horse that can put together a string of performances, and like anybody else, he's not going to win every time out. You mentioned he was second in the Leo last year, although it was a good second. But, man, even his less than perfect performance is going to win most of the time, and he's thrilling to watch, and he puts on his A performance the vast majority of the time, and that's why there's only been 60 or 70 world champions of all time, because they're just they're great to see in person too.
And throughout the last couple of years, ridden regularly by Cody Smith, who always has an abundance of good things to say about this horse, and is very appreciative to be the regular rider of Danger, who is ready to run at Remington Park, and hopefully we'll see him in the Leo. Coming up, what is that, early... Excuse me, I'm looking on the interwebs.
The thing about Danger that makes him so dangerous is just, we can see in these clips that, he finishes very, very strongly. I don't think there's a distance that he couldn't handle, but we've also seen him break like an absolute shot, too. So he's really got every tool you could possibly ask for.
The Grade 1 Leo is on Saturday, April 30th. Older horses running 400 yards for a $100,000 purse. Coming up, training race number 7. Hope you join us then.